Hello everyone and welcome to the Gunpla Network. I'm the Spicer and today we'll be taking a look at the FigureRise standard Lacus Clyne from Gundam Seed. Of course, this video wouldn't be possible without those great folks over at Canadian Gundam. Canadian Gundam is your one-stop shop for all your Gunpla and Plamo needs here in North America. While you're checking their vast catalog that's regularly updated, don't forget to use the promo code Gunpla Network to save 10% off on your next order. Now looking at the box, it's pretty standard fare for the FigureRise standard line, or at least what little experience I have with it. We of course have the FigureRise standard logo, we have a Haro and Lacus with her little villa background, the Gundam Seed logo of course, the blue Bandai logo and her name in both Japanese and English. Pretty plain, but pretty on point. You get to see the different face parts with the different eyes that are water slide decals, her alternative hands, her Haro, her skirt changing gimmick, I guess. And then, of course, you get the little clasped hands. So you get a little bit of variety with a fairly simple looking kit. You get a little bit of lore on Lacus Clyne. You get to see what the stand looks like, which is suitable. A little odd that it's so bright gold, but you know, to each their own, I suppose. You get all the different warnings and then an option with the Haropla Pink Haro as an alternative display option, which is pretty cool. Not sure if anyone has one of those laying around, but if they do, it would match pretty well with this. Inside the box, we're treated to a fairly basic set of runners. You have a couple of dress parts, and then only about 5 other runners of main kit. So it's a pretty straightforward, pretty quick build, I would assume. Once you do get them all splayed out, though, you do see the color accuracy is pretty on point for the limited number of runners that you have. Now, of course, there is a sticker sheet we'll take a look at in a second, but it's actually fairly small, which is pretty nice. You also have water slide decals for the eyes, like I mentioned, but you do have a pre-eyed face, I guess is how you would phrase that. So if you don't want to stick those water slides on one of the blank faces, you don't have to. And since I'm pretty terrible at water slides, I will probably be sticking to just the pre-designed face. The pink of the hair looks pretty good. The gold on the stand still stands out a little bit more for my taste, but I think that's probably fine. The pink of the Haro looks good. The skin tones match. The white of the clothes is going to play off of these kind of pastel-y colors as well. So overall, I think the aesthetic the Lacus Clyne goes for is going to be pretty well matched in this model kit. Now if we take a look at just the skin tone plates, you'll see they all kind of blend together, and you can kind of see where some of the parts come in. The hands, the extra faces with different expressions, the calves I'm assuming, then you've got the thighs, then the shoulder or the elbows joints in there I suppose, the biceps and all of that. You do have a pretty good consistency here in the face that has the pre-designed expression on it is pretty neutral, but it's fairly fitting for Lacus Clyne. I'm really not going to mess with it, honestly. I might try some of the water slides, but like I said, I'm really bad at fitting them, so I don't know. But then you get the colored like clothing options here. You have the 2 long skirts, which I think go over each other, the little cuff blooms, the mini skirt, the pink hair options, and then, like I said, the white of the clothes, which actually I think stand out as well as kind of blending in with this pastel. I think it's going to be a nice little extra splash of not color in this instance. She's got a lot of colors going on. It'll be kind of nice to have some kind of neutrality in the design. Of course, you have the pink Haro. It's a Haro. It's kind of what you'd expect. And then that bright gold stand, which I still not sure why they included. Feel like something else would have made more sense there, but that's just me. Now, in terms of those eye stickers, those water slide decals with the little eyebrows and all the different expressions, you have a fair few of them, but I think some of them might be a little bit of a duplicate just in case you mess up, because I know I probably will, if I try them, that is. You have the little gold stickers there for some of the outlining on her clothing as well. Once you open the manual, you have kind of pretty standard Gunpla manual stuff. You need to look at all of the runners and all the pieces that are used, and since this is a unique kit, it is all going to be used. You have some of the gimmicks of this kit, such as the different arms, the skirt changeability, the haro, all that fun stuff, and then some guides on how to actually build it. Going to the face, you see quite a few different sticker options, a little tutorial, in Japanese of course, and a little bit of English on how to stick those, which is kind of nice that there's English there. I didn't actually realize that until just now, so that's kind of nice. You have different sticker guides, but you only have 2 faces, so kind of pick and choose what you will, because you're not going to be able to use all of those stickers. You see how the hair connects, you see how the torso is all joined up there. Once again, all of this seems pretty standard for FigureRise standard from my, like I said, limited exposure to them, but it all kind of generally makes sense. Nothing really revolutionary is happening with this kit here. We get to see how the legs are made. It is kind of nice that the shoe is actually a separate piece from the foot. I don't think that's all that crazy, but I think it's just kind of a neat little thing. You do get to see those gold stickers, and they do kind of follow some grooved lines on those white clothing pieces. So I'm a little concerned on how those are going to work, but they are mostly flat, so I'm not all that concerned, but I'm a little curious, I guess, would be a good way to phrase that. Then the color splash pages, you have some demonstrations on how to use the stand with Lacus, and then some of the alternative hand options and haro. This is actually a pretty good representation of Lacus Clyne. This definitely kind of walks the line between a model kit or a figure and a statue in terms of its screen accuracy, if you will. Overall, I'm pretty excited. I've not built a ton of FigureRise standard kits, and this one I think will actually be pretty interesting. I think it will flow well in my shelf of Gundam Seed stuff and my very few Gundam Seed figurines. There are a few places where I think some of the joints might be a problem, like the shoulders. I think they'll visibly be pretty easy to tell that there's a joint in there, but I think the longer hair is probably going to make that a little easier to hide. So I'm hoping this goes well, and of course if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments down below, or any advice on putting those water slide eyes on, because like I said, not a steady hand, so I'm not really sure how this is going to work out. But other than that, I've been the Spicer here for the Gunpla Network. As always, friends, please stay safe and keep on building.